Hi, Ian Black and I are going to be reviewing the Phase 2 Marvel Cinematic Universe posters, and now we're joined by John Perkin.
I'm actually on Duckpond for once, hey.
And also Jackson Wilhelmi of Shirtless-Man Productions.
Hey guys, good to be with you tonight.
Ian, say something so everyone recognizes your voice.
Hi, I'm here.
Yep.
Listen to the sound of my voice.
Once again, Ian has his own channel that he's started to make content for. You can check that out by clicking the card.
I liked your silent film, Ian. That gave me a lot of pleasure watching that.
Yep. For great pleasure, go check out Ian's channel. Jackson here has a channel, Shirtless-Man Productions. He's made all kinds of movies and is continuing to. The only video I can lay any form of claim to on his channel was the movie Crimson Grin 10, so I'll leave a card to that, along with a card to the channel now.
Oh, you guys were in that.
Is there anything else you're working on? Anything else you want us to get hyped for?
I got a couple scripts in the works. We got a hybrid. It's called a Hybrid Film Festival. Probably gonna make something for that, but that's all I can say right now. The execs at Shirtless Man are gonna probably shoot me in the face for saying just this much, so be looking for some new material.
All right, well, so subscribe to Shirtless Man Productions to see what's happening there and check out that. Also, obviously, John is the other half of Duckpond, but since he's kind of a guest on this series, we'd like to plug his second channel that he's been working on. You can check out John on his channel right there, and that card. He actually just passed Duckpond in views.
Yeah, by a lot.
So go check him out.
Not too hurt.
All right, so last time we opened, Ian and I talked about our taste in movie posters. So if you want to check that out, you can look at the first video here where we reviewed all the Phase 1 MCU posters.
It's a grooving good time, if I do say so.
But I'd like to pass the question on to John and Jackson here. Jackson, what kind of posters do you like? What's your philosophy of a good poster?
Ah, well, that's interesting. I'd like to answer that by telling you what my favorite movie poster of all time is. And that is the theatrical 1980 poster of The Empire Strikes Back. I'm looking at it. I have it on my wall in my dorm, and I think that poster is significant because it takes risks. You know, it doesn't like show any character in like glorification, but it's still a Star Wars poster and still gets you pumped up, and it looks completely different from what you'd already seen up to that point, and I think it really just sparks some theories.
Could you describe? Could you describe the layout of that?
Oh, the layout. It's the one where it's like the planet of Hoth, and Luke is there in the center on his tauntaun, and Han and Leia are up there like looking at each other. You know what I'm? Yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty famous poster. Yeah.
In the distance. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I like that one.
I have no
great
clue.
deal.
All right, John. What are some of your favorite posters? What defines your taste in posters?
I don't know much about movie posters, but Toy Story movie posters are pretty great, so I like those.
Which one in particular, if I may ask? I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones.
I can't really remember all of them too well, but I can look them up and try to find a good one.
But what is it about them that you appreciate?
Well, because the idea of like 3D animation, like the CGI animation in like movies was kind of like a new thing, and the poster really kind of showed it.
Sold it. Yeah. Sure.
I mean, like this one where Buzz is like carrying Woody up into like the roof of the house. I mean, that looks really awesome.
All right. So with that set, we're gonna jump right into Phase 2 here, starting with Iron Man 3. So, anyone have some first impressions?
I'm not a fan of Iron Man 3, the movie as a whole, but I know that's not what we're talking about here. We're on the posters, and I actually very much enjoy this poster because, as I recall, up until this point, he didn't really wear his armor quite like he is in the picture. And it's kind of showing the new technology of Tony Stark in a very like dark and gloomy way that like kind of hints that it's a darker film and that maybe gonna put him through some hard times, I guess.
It's a little bit of like a bland poster, but it's not like bad.
Yeah, it's just a teaser poster, but it's got a lot in there.
I'm certain that some fans will squeal when they see like all the different suits because they're all references to the comics over the years.
Yeah, that is true.
Is the one on the very left is the first one he made? Is it not?
Yeah, how do you get that one back if I have to? How do you,
it doesn't make story sense, but it is interesting for telling kind of that story.
Like, he has like the like boots and the gloves of his suit on right now, but where's the rest of that specific?
Yeah, that's
suit?
what I was saying. How he can kind of just take the suit off and wear half of it, or like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
that's pretty cool.
He's got that watch or something that summons the.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I like the composition of this, but it's like it's such a it's not pretending to be something other than like this computer animated kind of pastel.
Clearly came out way before the movie was out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is like basically concept art in poster form.
Is the smoke in the bottom in the room or not?
Oh yeah, that's curious. I don't know. Maybe
it's a
he's
metaphor
got a fog
for Robert
machine.
Downey Jr.'s past. The smoke of marijuana is behind him, and now he's Iron Man.
Yeah, maybe he's got like a fog machine for the dramatic effect. Like he doesn't have any reason for the light to be around the weird circle thing he's standing on.
I feel like that'd be kind of distracting, but
it's all just for the drama.
Yeah.
I don't. Why is he standing on that thing? What is that? Is that something from the movie?
It's one of those rich people things.
Is that where he gets dressed?
Yeah, probably.
He needs a fancy platform to get dressed.
Up or the...
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Let's move. Can we move on?
Yep, let's move on.
All right.
This is a much better falling down Iron Man. This is much better than the one we saw. Remember, Ian, the falling down Iron Man from Phase 1? That was all over everything. This is much better.
I remember this being my background, like for my wallpaper
when you were
for my iPhone when I was in like 8th grade. I really liked this poster.
Well,
I still think it's kind of cool.
It's really cool.
Why does it say facebook.com/Iron Man at the bottom? It seems a little out of place.
Yeah, that was when
kind of ruining it.
That was at a time when they were transitioning away from having like a website for every movie, but they would have like Facebook fan pages. You're gonna see that a lot. It was kind of a weird trend that didn't last.
That font is just kind of ugly with the rest of it.
Yeah, especially because everything else is like really rendered, and then that's just like kind of blue Facebook color font.
Yeah.
The reason I like this more than the falling Iron Man from the first one is because nobody actually looks cool when they're falling. So here he actually looks like he's like falling instead of just kind of like standing upside down with
looks like he just got shot down
straight up.
He looks like he's actually falling.
It looks like he's screaming almost.
In Photoshop.
Yeah, he also doesn't like have like a too cool for you facial expression. He looks like he's
look at that face.
I think this kind of
look at that
like
face.
The trend of those superhero movies back then and kind of still today was that like in the first movie you'd have like the rise of the hero, and then like by the third film, this is kind of the same with the Dark Knight Rises, like the marketing would be based off like heroes fall.
Yeah.
So they would like have like stakes already built. Like so, this poster is like, in my mind, supposed to like make people go, "Oh shoot, is Iron Man gonna die in this movie?"
No.
No.
But yeah, that's kind of inherent in like a 3-act trilogy structure. So it makes sense that it follows in the marketing.
For sure.
I like the background.
Yeah.
I like
it's not
all the like the city, the sun.
Yeah, the background looks
really
real.
Cool.
It looks real.
We've seen a lot of
cool.
really fake-looking backgrounds, but the background here looks realistic, but still has interesting composition.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? All right. Let's go.
All right.
All right. So they had character posters for all of the characters, but I only really brought in this one because I thought it was kind of ugly.
Yeah.
I don't like
that.
This looks like just a shot from the film that they like cut down and put some logos on it.
Yeah. They put that
also,
that awful background in that completely messes up the lighting.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
He's totally not in that room when he took that picture. Like,
how is his forehead so shiny, and then the wall behind him is like?
Yeah, I think they should have just made the background black because,
Yeah,
I mean, even without the background, it's all vomit green. No reason to have a vomit green background on top of all that. Like all the color and the lighting should really have been adjusted because it looks like vomit.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if they didn't have the Iron Man 3 logo, no one would even recognize that this is anything to do with Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's true. It needs that. It also just I hate this poster just because it represents such a disappointing twist. I know we're not talking about the movies, but I have to bring up that.
Well, I don't understand why the dynamic range of some of these poster pictures is so low. Like, look at all, like, the whites are all clipping.
Yeah.
And then, like, the blacks in his beard, the whole left side of his face is just clipping the other way.
Yeah.
It's like they were trying to get, like, a dramatic shadow look, but it's not a dramatic shot. It's a guy slouched over in a chair wearing green pajamas. It looks
pointing
awful.
At his glasses.
Yeah. What's wrong with his hair? What kind of hairstyle is that?
I think it looks like his hair's
That's
like
not
in
a hat.
bun.
It's not a hat. But like, it's because of the low dynamic range, his hair clips out, so it just looks really, really bad.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Nothing
Even
about
worse than it already does. Oof.
Also, look at like the thing off of is that his sleeve or the arm of the chair? The little ball cylinder things on the bottom right.
That's
just
part
hanging.
of the chair.
But they're so long.
You can't tell though because there's like a gap by his robe, so it looks like he's kind of floating.
If I'm looking at the right thing, those are dog tags, right?
Oh,
yeah, they are.
That makes
tags.
way more sense. Never mind, I take it back. That makes sense. All right, well, that sucks. Let's move on. So,
Oof.
I actually kind of liked this one.
Yeah.
I don't like the dynamic range. Once again, you have kind of a weird dynamic range.
I don't understand why she has to be in the poster. Like, it's a character poster, right?
It's a character poster, but like and like also like the colors, it's too saturated.
It definitely is.
But I like the pose. I like the idea because they're
it looks like a
once
funeral
again they're
or something.
They're advertising heroes fall.
Yeah.
So this is a really good way of doing that. By literally just being like, oh yeah, he dead in this one, no lies.
Yeah, why
are the eyes still lighting
this
up
time?
Oh yeah, that's
really weird. That's spooking me out.
In Phase 1, we had all sorts of problems with Iron Man's eyes. The lighting never looks quite right with those, and it still looks bad. Like that doesn't look like it's actually shining at all.
No, it
why
looks
should
like
his
it's
light?
painted. Why should it be shining?
Why should it shine?
Severed head.
Isn't he trying to look through it though? Like even if it's on his body, why should his eyes shine? Like how would you see through them if they're lighting up? Cameras don't light up.
Did Wolverine strike his face?
Yeah.
It looks cool, but like why is there no other damage than that one? Like
that is weird.
Yeah.
I think
how did it
almost
happen?
It almost looks like they filmed or took a picture of just the helmet and then put in like an effect.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. It's like the biggest problem with this poster is it just flat out doesn't look like she's carrying it at all. It just looks like it's
that's true.
there.
They should have actually given her something to hold.
Yeah.
It looks like she's just holding her arms. Yeah. Although she does have very muscular arms.
Oh, look at that.
Damn.
Those are some nice forearms.
I hate Gwyneth Paltrow.
What do you think about the shadows on her neck?
Oh, jeez.
That's kind of weird. Her head is kind of floating above her body. Yeah. I mean, I know her head wasn't photoshopped on, but that's another problem with the low dynamic range is that like the shadows become like way too dark, and it looks like her head is kind of floating.
Yeah.
Like they took this picture in a tunnel, but there's also all this light coming from her right side.
Yeah. For instance, if she were imagine if she were bald. We had the same composition, her head would look like it was literally just photoshopped on. Her hair is the only thing that makes it look like it's connected to her body at all.
That's pretty funny.
All right. Any other thoughts on that?
No, sir.
No, let's move on.
All right, let's blast on. So this one was kind of iconic, but I really hate it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, the lighting
not
is
an Iron Man pose.
Weird again.
Like...
And his hand looks disproportionate. The hand that doesn't have a...
Also, the weird scar on his arm looks like where it's supposed to show his skin. That looks terrible. And
well, I get the idea of like he's in the water and so there's like splashes of water, but it just makes everything look all frizzled and noisy.
Yeah. It looks.
You want
Definitely.
a defined.
How is he floating
here.
on concrete?
That's a very good question.
Why does he have to? I don't like this one either. His fist looks like it was taken with a fisheye lens close to a camera.
Yeah.
What, they got a punch a shark?
Like his middle finger looks like it's really thick.
Maybe
it's a swollen finger.
Yeah.
It's infected.
That's funny.
And just the lighting in the chest is not right.
It's really bright.
It's better though than what we've seen, which is kind of sad to say.
Yeah.
The lighting is better than what we've seen, and it's still awful.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of all the suits flying up in the background, but they didn't do it right. It looks.
They're all in the same pose.
Yeah, they're all in the exact same pose. They're all both facing towards the middle of the poster. I don't know.
Yeah, if there was a little bit more variation, it would look a little less canned. Also, I don't like the kilter on this. Like, I don't like the fact that the horizon line on the water is, like, really tilted.
Yeah.
That's
a bit weird.
Like, this is the kind of shot where the horizon line should be flat. I don't understand why they didn't go for that.
A case could be made for the explosion that's happening there, and that's like
but you could still frame that in and have the flat horizon line.
Yeah, you
could. It just
could.
looks really wrong, especially because when you tilt.
I see what you're saying.
When you tilt the horizon line, you want to tilt it against the direction of action, but in this case it's directed towards the direction of action because like the concrete in the water that he's somehow floating on is tilted in the same way as the horizon line, so everything just looks off.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like this poster.
Doesn't look great.
Yep, we don't like it. Moving on. All right, this one.
The classic.
I love that.
Right.
I love Robert's face in this one.
Yes, even though his head is very photoshopped.
Very.
Yeah.
Although,
oh gosh, his head does not. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got the Iron Men in the background are in different poses.
Oh,
so
that's true. I mean, they did take They did take a few from the last poster.
Yeah, but that's
They changed the one.
Yeah.
His hand, like where his hand is, like his right hand. I don't think his hand would reach that right.
I think. Oh well, it's because his body's really tilted.
Yeah. I mean, it might just be because that just doesn't.
There's some problems with the pose.
It really does look like someone took a picture of Iron Man with the mask on, took a picture of Robert Downey Jr. and put his face right on top of it.
But right under his like exposed shoulder, like it's red hot. Like that suit is hot, and she's just touching it with her hand.
Yeah,
like, that should be like burning. It should be a billion degrees.
Yeah,
and also, like they're looking in complete opposite direction.
That's true.
Yeah, but there's stuff all around them, like helicopters and stuff. So I think that makes sense.
So it looks with the helicopters. It looks like this is like The Fugitive. Like Tony Stark is framed for a crime he didn't commit.
When you compare, who is this? Is this Gwyneth? Who is this?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
When you compare Robert and Gwyneth's faces, like her face looks like it's been painted. Does it not? It looks like someone.
Well, yeah, they were shot in different lighting.
She's so clean.
They were shot in very different lighting.
He's all scratched up and dirty.
Like she's shot with like really bright glamour lights that like all the women get. Like look at how like white the edges of her hair are. Like you don't get that without like that kind of glamour light. Whereas Tony has like movie light.
Yeah.
That's how he looks like in the film. So it doesn't match quite right.
Like she's DVD, he's Blu-ray.
I'm kind of creeped out by like I know it's his hand, but still like the idea of like a metal hand like lovingly embracing someone.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird and like it's not like tender at all because it's just like a grasping side kind of moment there.
I agree.
It's not. It doesn't make a lot of logical sense.
If his like glove on his left hand fell off, how does he have that like beam of light? Is it coming straight from his?
No,
hand?
it's not. It didn't fall off. It's just like a more simple contraption.
Yeah, it looks like it's still got.
It was in the movie.
It doesn't look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's connected. Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of cool.
It's just the pose.
But it does look weird.
And the lighting from his hand actually looks like it's reacting to things like his fingertips, which is a big step up from the original Iron Man posters.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts?
But shouldn't there also be light on his right hand?
Maybe it's being asked by her. I'll give it a pass.
Pass.
All right. I think that's our final assessment. Pass. On to the next one.
Okay, that is not good.
What?
What? This is the best Marvel poster in my opinion.
Actually
John,
really like
you are
this.
stupid. This is the best
I
one.
don't like this one.
Why?
Well, it
Go
looks
ahead.
kind of dumb. Everything looks in very similar poses again, and they're just all going up. I mean,
I've never seen this poster before. Actually, I'm kind of on the fence about it. It reminds me of The Rocketeer, a great underrated Disney movie from the '90s. None of you have seen.
Yeah.
So you've seen The Rocketeer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. This is reminding me of that. But I kind of like how it's like it looks like kind of a hand-drawn Iron Man.
yeah.
Some of it's erased.
Yeah, it looks like a comic book cover, which
I like
is something I
actually.
appreciate.
maybe it's throwing me off a bit. I mean,
I like the red color scheme like a lot. I like monochromatic posters.
Yeah.
well, you know what? It reminds me of the Virtual Boy. I've seen a lot of videos about that, and just the red on black is just reminding me of the
Virtual Boy.
PTSD from the Virtual Boy. But, not very complex, but I think it's really appealing.
For sure.
All right, let's bop it. All right, so let me explain this. This is not an MCU poster.
What?
You're kidding me, right?
So in the phase one, we looked at some kind of ridiculous posters and just kind of made fun of them. We're gonna do something a little bit different.
I don't know. I like this one.
All of the silly posters are going to be foreign posters of really well-known American movies, and we have to guess. You have to guess. I know. You have to guess what movie they're from. You know the movie that this is from.
The Martian.
So who can guess?
I doubt I know what movie this one.
There's a hint on the top where it says Ridley Scott. Do you see that?
Is this Prometheus?
Nope. But warmer.
Is it Alien?
Yes, this is an Alien poster.
Oh my gosh!
Yes. So how do you feel about this poster, knowing that this is a poster for Alien?
I don't know anything about Alien, really.
Well, it's not this.
Film. I don't doubt that, but I've just never
Why
seen it.
why are there eyeballs on a rib cage?
Somebody was clearly misinformed. Whoever made this poster knew who directed it and knew what the name of it was, and that
was about it.
I mean, what is this? It looks like a rib cage with eyes.
But then it turns into blood vessels at the bottom.
They gave an alien like 2 seconds to look at the human anatomy and told them to draw it. And this is what they got.
Their bright idea was to have an alien create the poster.
Pretty sure
Alien.
a xenomorph actually drew this.
While inside of a human host. The font is so fitting of Alien. Like, first of all, the first font is like the OBCY. That is like YMCA kind of font. Then you have like the 8 Pastazier. I don't speak Polish. Nostromo. It's like a Western. It's like a Western.
Yeah.
And then below that, it's like not quite Comic Sans.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
like,
I
it's
was
so
about
close.
to ask, is that Comic Sans?
Nope. It's slightly more angular,
yeah,
polygonal than Comic Sans. So
this is.
So congratulations, Jackson. You win the first point.
Oh,
you win the first point for guessing that this is Alien somehow.
Thank you. I remember the name of the ship was Nostromo, and I saw that word.
So for ones going on from now forward, when you see ones that aren't MCU posters, whoever can shout out the name of the movie the fastest will be the victor.
Also,
so,
I think this is like an image like of the poster just taken off of something.
Oh, it is.
Like the white white bars around it.
There aren't good archives of a lot of these foreign posters, so my apologies for some of the poor image quality. All right, so moving on to the next film, The Dark World.
You know what? This is cool. This reminds me of Captain America, that one that I really like. Where he's got the shield in the center.
Poster, yeah. I like that one too. I know what you're talking about. I have that poster.
Well, I like any Thor poster that really emphasizes the lightning, and I feel like this does a really good job at talking about what Thor: The Dark World is. The problem is the Thor: The Dark World is not very good. Like, this is when Marvel movies started becoming really, really, really sanitized.
Yeah.
Because like Marvel movies right now like are really, really sanitized, and I feel like this kind of represents that. Like.
In
the fact that everything is so shiny and so blue and so carefully executed to be unblemished.
Oh, yeah, look at that. The names of the actors and stuff cut off where the lightning strike is. You see that? Down at the bottom?
Oh, yeah, so
at the bottom,
At the bottom.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's cool. I've never seen that.
Attention to detail.
So it's clearly well thought out. It's almost intentionally bland.
Yeah, I think it was probably the first poster for the movie.
Yeah, it was. And then there's like I like the like super fast rain effects. But it doesn't make sense that the lightning is going that low because it's basically going into the ground at that point.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
But it makes sense from an artistic standpoint.
Can you really say whether he's just standing or if he's flying or something?
Yeah, hard to say. Yeah, maybe that's a cloud in front of him.
Yeah, it looks like he's in a cloud.
Yeah, I forget that Thor can.
But that's a graceful. Because his cape is flying too, so he shouldn't be just.
Yeah,
standing.
Maybe he's up in the air.
Maybe he's underwater.
I love the hammer. The hammer looks really cool.
It does.
The shine on the pommel really grabs your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the lighting works really well, even if it is really basic kind of blue standard poster lighting. All the lighting looks like it's executed well. Nothing looks really out of place.
Okay.
So, anyone else have any other thoughts?
Nope.
All right, I think we'd say this one's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Even though it's pretty sanitized. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Here's the classic Marvel show every character floating.
I've been sparing you from the floating heads that are just super bland, but this one I included because it's just especially bad.
It's not all floating heads.
I can only name Thor and Loki and Odin. Like I can't remember any of those other characters. Like
So Elf Boy in the back.
Oh yeah, who was he? What was his name?
Like his floating head is so much bigger than everybody else's.
And a lot of people aren't just floating heads; they're just floating full bodies.
Yeah, and then right in front of him, Mr. Viking.
I could do this.
Dude, he's just meditating. What is that?
Yes.
Why is he so far away from everyone?
And like Loki's on top of Thor and like super small.
I want to point out the one lady to the right who is standing behind the wall. Apparently, you see that? She's not a floating giant. She's a giant.
and then you have like the weird T building floating out of her head.
Oh yeah, what?
That.
Is that Thor headquarters? It's T standing for Thor, like Teen Titans.
The Thor Tower.
Back to headquarters.
Can you tell I didn't watch this movie?
You haven't seen this one?
I feel like
no, I haven't. And then
you've got like it's
probably
you've got the random dudes on the bottoms with the weird ears. But like it's so busy.
Aliens.
There's like
forget about the movie. This is not a good poster.
They've got like spaceships all over the right, and they've got birds all over the left, and then like you have the three musketeers down on the left, super tiny, fighting. I don't know why they're included. They shouldn't be there because the poster's already so busy. Like you need to remove half of the
too much.
Oh, I know.
Stop.
Remove half of the characters and just remove the rest of the poster while you're at it. I mean,
This is another case of the female star getting the beauty lights and the male star getting the
gritty
movie lights. Because like, look at how beautiful Natalie Portman looks, and then Thor is just like all scraped up, and you know the lighting isn't like all shiny off of his face. You can obviously tell they weren't in the room together.
Yeah.
And like the top of the hammer almost looks transparent, like a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I understand why they did it though, to get attention to it.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on this mess?
Bad poster. Move on.
Oh,
let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, this one's the best one.
But why is the cape so red?
Because
Thor has a red cape.
I know, but the lighting on it again. Just
John, you're a
weird.
vegetable.
Yeah, this one's alright.
I just love this pose. I think it's really cool.
This is very cool.
Usually when we see the hammer in these posters, you see it like breaking something or by his side or in front of him.
Very important.
Yeah, he's just
This one's
winding up. Yeah, this is cool.
This one's emphasizing...
Again, the Facebook website thing has kind of thrown me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah, that was just the trend at the time. And I like the way that his fist goes through his own lightning, and he like splits the lightning with his arm.
Right.
I guess what I'm saying is like the poster kind of looks like dark and gritty, and then the cape is just all bright.
But it's not supposed to be dark and gritty. It's just supposed to be intense. I don't think it's going
a little
for a gritty
weird
thing. I think that this poster is really fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good poster. Just I feel like the lighting on the cape is a little bit weird.
Well, some of it has to do with a low dynamic range issue, where some of those reds are not coming out quite right. But I don't think it's a really big issue at all.
It's not a big issue.
I think it attracts the eyes. Honestly, I think the cape should be kept as is, and like his suit should be made like a little bit more blue.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah, it's not, they just don't match.
A little more light from the lightning, probably, on the rest of his body.
Yeah,
it
something
should be
so
reflective a little bit more, yeah.
The center of his body should be the focal point, and I think his cape is kind of taking some attention away from that. But
is the
that's a
lightning
nitpick.
going behind his knee or in front of his knee?
I think,
behind.
I don't know. I think it's behind.
That's another.
Yeah, it's just there's a reflection on his knee.
But it kind of looks like it's passing through. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a pretty good one.
All right. Any other thoughts?
No.
All right, let's blast on.
Who?
What is going on?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I like the framing. I don't really know the context. I think that the color scheme could be better. I think maybe if like the background was black instead of a distracting explosion, it would make more sense. Because this is supposed to be kind of a quiet moment in the poster, but then you just got an insane explosion, comets and stuff in the background. But I think it's an interesting visual thing.
Yeah,
not bad.
It looks cool. It's just the villain was so underwhelming again, but that's not. That's not the fault of the poster. The poster actually makes him look pretty intimidating.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I do like the blue eye. I mean, I know I was saying about like a cape and stuff not matching, but the blue eye being like kind of brighter and like a different shade than the rest of the
you need some more color, so that kind of brings that.
It does work here.
Right.
All right, now this this one here, this next one is a foreign poster for Thor.
What?
Top 2.
Dude, he's making the same face as the other one.
Yeah, I just thought the pose was funny. I guess.
Why is this cape way over there? Yeah. I hate this.
Look at how twisted his arms are. Both of his arms are like really twisted.
Yeah, what is he doing?
He could be like dancing if you were more for the hammer.
His left arm on the right side of the poster looks like it's rotated way farther than the arm should be.
Yeah, that
like his palm should be facing us, but instead his knuckles are facing us.
Yeah, I know.
And then his other shoulder is like his rotator joint is like broken and like pulled behind his head.
He should be when you look at his foot, our left, his right foot, it looks like he can't even be standing straight up.
Like,
how did he get into this position? Because he's not blasting off. He is not landing. He's not running. He's not kneeling. He's just like kind of swaggering, balancing like he's wearing ice skates and walking on his toes.
It does not look right.
the pose is like impossible.
This is hilarious.
There was no situation where he would ever be in that body formation ever. No one ever should be in that formation.
You have suffered a major, like, something is very wrong.
And on like the left, is that a rip in his cape or is that a rock like going in front?
It's a rock.
Okay.
I thought it was a rip at first too.
Yeah, it's a rock though.
Because it kind of matches the background.
I think the idea is that he's like sliding to the right, and that's why the rocks are flying up to the left. Still should not be a pose that humans ever take, but I guess that's what makes him a god.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This is the worst one. Look at his leg.
I'm going to intimidate you, but I'm going to take one step at a time.
This step isn't high enough.
His leg is just coming right out of his stomach.
Wait a second.
Wait, why is the guard in the cell?
Yeah.
It's like combined with his facial expression, it's like semi-sexual in nature. His weird leg is coming out, reaching for you. I feel very enticed.
Well, and I
also
love
like the stock fire effect in the background is not doing it any favors.
No, I love this pose is supposed to be intimidating when you've got your foot up on something, but that step is not high enough.
What is wrong with his leg?
Yeah. Why can't he just be standing still? Like, yeah.
Like, what?
Poster would be 100% better if he's just standing there.
His leg looks right.
Oh no.
Remember with the poster of the Mandarin where this background was kind of the same bletch color as him?
Yeah.
This is that to like some of a lesser degree. Like the stone should be not green because he's green. If they made the stone look like gray or yellow in this poster, it would look a lot better.
Yeah.
But right now it just kind of looks like this vomit of color, and it's especially because you have like the bright red effect to the left that isn't affected by their color filters at all.
I mean, this may just be like part of the movie, but it is bothering me that the left side of the poster looks like ancient ruins, and the right side of the poster you see like this modern-y looking.
Yeah,
place.
like the fluorescent lights
in the movie, but
the movie had some design issues, I believe.
I like
from
that
what I've seen
the light behind him, like behind his torso, is pulsing out so much more around him than it is around any of the background.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that happens a lot with like their special lighting.
Yeah.
I also don't like the Thor logo, just to point out. Like it's too bright. And like it's got like all these ridges, but it looks like it has like vector effects added to like a white kind of blur. It's a bad look. All right, moving on to the next one.
Not as bad, but still not.
Look at his hand. Look at his hand.
Yeah.
Whoa!
There's no. There's like.
I didn't even notice his hand.
It's a really great composition until you see his hand.
Yeah,
the colors are good.
His arm is there.
Like you can't tell that his arm is extended, so it looks like he is missing an arm, and he just had like a hand pasted, like an image of a cardboard cutout of a hand pasted on the stump of his shoulder.
Why can't the bird just be on his shoulder?
That would make it. That would make.
You got enough room for it there. I mean, it's not gonna block his face or anything.
Yeah. So it was just a really big design mistake there. Other than that, it's good.
Yeah, it's fine. I like the colors of it, and it's different enough, you know.
All right.
I don't know what the magic is going on in the bottom left corner. Is that a floating water heater? What is that? do you see that?
Doesn't look right.
I think it's a building behind fog, but it does look like a floating water heater. To be sure.
Floating bottle of cologne or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
It's his mouthwash.
Yeah. Odin needs a really big mouthwash.
Next.
Okay.
Shut up, John. Oh, wow.
Wait a
I don't even know where to tackle this. It's so bad.
Everything looks just edited in like with like
he's so
paint,
photoshopped.
Microsoft Paint.
He also looks like he's like slightly chubby around the tummy.
Are they walking in water? What is?
It's like it's been raining, I think is the idea. But then everything they're supposed to be doing like a blurred look for like the concept art in the back, but it just looks like an image. It looks like a drawing.
I said I liked his blue eyes a few posters ago, but here they just make him look like a zombie.
Yeah.
What's the weird freaking shine around his whole body? He's so obviously not in the picture. Why would they not remove that?
Oh, and the little spaceships that have been flying around in every poster, these look the worst.
These
don't. I didn't even notice.
The blur effects is bad.
These don't
look like little mustaches.
Any depth with where they are compared to that giant ship right there. Like, how big are they? How far away is that ship?
Yeah, how big is that ship? It doesn't make any
that
scale
big in
sense.
the movie.
Yeah, it makes no scale sense.
It's not. Yeah.
Bad
and then poster.
The munchkins in the back. This isn't really the poster's fault, but the munchkins look stupid as heck.
Oh, I know they do.
That's all I know to call them. I don't know what they're called.
There's really not that many of them. I mean,
their ears are just bizarre. Yeah,
the blurring on his jacket down by his feet. You see that? It looks really out of place.
No. Oh my gosh, nothing in this works.
They intended to put fog over them, maybe, but didn't.
And like at the top of the ship, especially on the top left, it has like this like kind of tan thing.
Yeah, the weird beam of light. I don't really know what that is.
I don't get it.
I mean, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's going on here.
There's not a good element of this. Let's move on. Garbage. Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a beauty shot here.
Yeah.
I just kind of thought the weird mud spray is a bit bizarre.
Does not look right.
Because it doesn't look like it's coming from anything. Yeah. It's got sparks, like those Marvel sparks that are on every poster.
This is not a striking poster to me.
Like literally, when the bottom of your poster is mud flying through the air. That's not going to be an interesting design. Like
you can't even see the hammer either. Like
they've covered up Mjolnir.
Oh, he does have the hammer. He does have a hammer.
It can't decide what it is. Is it mud? Is it fire?
Oh, I see the hammer. Yeah.
Sunlight? Is it blue sky?
Yeah. They put those spark effects on everything, and it works really poorly here.
Yeah,
because it makes no sense.
Bad.
Moving on.
Bad poster. All right.
Who can guess what this is? Who can guess what movie this is? Well-known movie. I'll give you hints as you need.
Well, I see like a star, big star. Is it the SpongeBob SquarePants movie?
No, it does not.
Is it How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Nope. It's a poster from the Czech Republic.
Okay.
All right, look at the cast list. That should help you.
Bill. Oh, is it Ghostbusters?
Yes, this is Ghostbusters.
What?
Whoa.
I just want you to think about this for a minute.
How is... Wait.
It definitely looks like a starfish over there.
Look at it. That weird thing is definitely a penis. The thing that's chasing the ghost away.
With the Indian headdress or something like that.
Yeah, like it's like this weird like
an
log
elephant head
in the place of a penis. I don't know how someone came up with this.
It's weird.
Like
bad.
The hose nose is
how is this approved?
It's like an elephant.
The Czech Republic, as you will learn, has very low standards with posters. There will be more than one from
all of their skyscrapers are the exact same height and exactly next to each other. Welcome to the Czech Republic.
And then the weird whatever lady with a penis is standing on top of the skyscrapers, and then using her giant
Sasquatch running.
Yeah, using her
looks like a starfish.
That's a ghost. Yeah, the Sasquatch is a ghost, and she is chasing it away with her penis. And then there's like the weird little bug effects coming out of the gumdrops.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I like this poster.
I have 4 of these on my wall.
I'm gonna buy this. Where can I find this? Tim, can you send me the link to this? I want to buy this.
You have to go to the Czech Republic yourself.
Too late.
All right, I'm blasted on now. with
It's weird.
Winter Soldier.
I like this one.
I mean,
yeah. What about?
I mean, I'm
it?
biased because The Winter Soldier is my personal favorite MCU film. I don't think it's ever gonna get better than The Winter Soldier.
They have scratch paint off of this shield in a lot of posters, but they sure
this is the first time it's good.
None of the blue got scraped off from like the middle.
Yeah, none of the blue.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of paint. It's pretty established in the movies if you like pay attention to the paint.
I haven't watched many Captain America movies.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
So I like this because
it does look like it's off center though, because if you look on the right side, it's cut off way less than it is on the left.
Ooh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an issue. Other than that, I really love it.
Yeah, it's a good, simple poster.
It's a great teaser poster. Like, I mean, you know exactly who. There's no like logos or anything. Like, it's
and once
you know who this is, or if you don't, you're not gonna see it. So who cares?
Yeah.
Even as a teaser, it's kind of pulling
it by now.
Heroes Fall kind of vibe.
Yeah.
With all the paint worn off. They've advertised using this shield very heavily before, so to see it kind of in a destructed state is kind of a lot of hype. The weird thing in this one though is at the bottom the Facebook link is in this strange font.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh dang it.
It looks really stretched.
Yeah, like it's super tiny and like just bizarre font. All right, let's pop it forward, boy.
Pop it forward. Hashtag pop it. Oh, I love this one.
Not bad.
So tell me why you love this one.
I don't know. It just screams like new Captain America adventure to me. Like it's like he's in his righteous Boy Scout pose.
I feel like the
he's
shield's
looking
too
on a new
bright.
environment.
I do think
I like the brightness
bright.
though. Like for me, like the first Captain America movie, you know, is kind of disconnected from a lot of the rest of the MCU because it takes place so much earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when they were advertising for that, you remember this, Ian, they were advertising with American flags like crazy. It was all American flags. And now here you still have that because his shield is right at the center of the focus. But the imagery that they're using to sell this is like MCU universe imagery. So I feel like that light is kind of representing like, here, he's joining the MCU with everybody else. Like, obviously you saw that in Avengers, but now you get to see, you know, a new Captain America in a new place, doing things that are really relevant.
It does look like he was actually there. It doesn't look like he was put in.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah,
so I think this is a really fantastic.
I like
poster.
this one a lot. I like how the shield is kind of like the colors are there. You can still see the colors, but they're not like shining
too much.
Like,
that's not too much.
It's kind of a metaphor for how like his way of doing things is kind of a thing of the past, but he's. You know what I'm saying?
That he still presses forward.
If I had anything to complain about, both of the ships in the left side do look a bit just put in.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
They look a little blurry compared to the rest of the background.
Yeah, but I think that is something that someone viewing this poster would probably never notice.
Yeah.
I like having the iconic.
And love it.
I love having all this kind of fanciful stuff in an iconic location with the Washington Monument.
Yeah, for sure.
Other things. So it's a good look. All right, this one's really great.
Okay, I like this poster a lot when I first.
This is the worst poster. What is she doing?
I don't like this one at all.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it anymore. But when I first saw it, I thought it was.
Yeah, because I
was pretty young when it came out.
Oh yeah. Oh, how about that, John? That's not awkward. So you remember this is a new Black Widow though, because remember Phase 1 we only saw her butt in posters, but now they're seeing how they can advertise her boobs too. It's a really big step forward. So
that's true.
And her hips. So now we have a whole new way of sexualizing this character.
She just looks like she shouldn't be holding handguns right now. Like
this looks like the porn parody of Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, not to be the gun guy, but like she clearly has no idea how to use guns because her finger's on the trigger.
Yeah, and she's holding two.
Yeah, you can't. I hate this. Yeah, I don't like the character of Black Widow.
This pose makes no sense for the movie.
Given the.
Am I on the wrong poster? Saying you're on the Guardians of the Galaxy poster, right?
No.
What?
I'm
missing a poster.
We're on Black Widow. Oh, that's why we were weirded out when you were saying
What the heck? So
I was
were
really
on
young
this
when
one
this
with we were on this one.
That's why
we had a little mix up.
We were on the
That's
one
why
with
you were saying you liked this one when you were younger. Okay, I was like, oh, you were turned on by
I was on the
Black
one. Okay. We were on the one with Nick Fury, and then I go over, and the next one's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, you're looking at the wrong thing.
Like,
it's bad.
Well, given
it's
the positioning,
it's beyond bad. It's embarrassingly over-sexualized. Like, this is sex sells
like,
to the extreme.
When you're looking at it, like, just from eyes, I can't speak anymore. Like, where your eyes first meet it when you're walking by it in the movie theater, you sure as heck aren't looking at her face. Like,
yeah, it's not. Her face is. They could put a black bar over her face. It's it's almost as if it were sexist. The weirdest thing, like, I know they, every superhero has skin tight outfits, but the fact that there's like a belly button indentation on a jacket is just so freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
What kind of jacket is that fitted to a belly button and breasts? What jacket in the universe fits that way? It's embarrassing.
Yikes.
Yeah, not good. No.
All right, on to the next one.
Oof.
Okay, if you cut out everybody but Captain America.
Scarlett Johansson is still looking so ridiculous. Everyone else looks so serious and stuff, and then she's looked like she's at some kind of nightclub or something.
Oh, jeez.
Like, it just points out how ridiculous it looks even more.
Cap looks really cool in this poster, but if you cut out all the other characters, it's a cool poster in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I don't remember his name. The dude under Scarlett Johansson
I think
is definitely looking at her butt.
I was gonna say the same thing.
And he's like walking in like this nonchalant, taking a peek kind of way. It's such a dorky walk.
Yeah, I know. Wait, and why is he the bad guy or a bad guy in this?
Robert Redford?
I don't even.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. It's very out of place.
Yeah, he looks so dorky and stuff. Everyone else kind of looks
so short. Look at him. He's almost on the same plane as Bucky here, and he looks so small in comparison. Mm-hmm. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little mini man. All right, moving on. What I'd like to point out with this one is that your boy Bucky is giving us the Phase 1 Scarlett Johansson booty shot here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Originally, only females.
This could have been such a cool poster.
Yeah, if only his costume could be skin tight and we got rid of this stupid sniper.
Maybe they put the wrong.
Get that form.
They put the wrong character
rear.
on the poster. I mean.
Yeah, they messed up when they called the wrong guy.
Yeah, they're like, well, I guess we can just go with this.
And like they didn't know who to give the booty shot to because they're like, no man, we're done with the booty shot on Scarlett Johansson. We're focused on breasts now.
Yeah,
who the heck is gonna give us our booty shot?
Who are we gonna take those shots of?
Yeah, who we have to give somebody a booty shot.
We're paying people to do this.
It's in the contract.
We have a quota on booty shots. We have to have at least one per movie. And we already gave Scarlett Johansson the cool new boob shot. So, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they meant to give him the boob shot. And
maybe the rule is that they have to have a boob shot and a butt shot. And they were originally going to give him the boob shot, but then they realized that wasn't really working. And so they did a last-minute switch.
Perfect.
Imagine him in that Scarlett Johansson pose, like walking toward the camera.
No.
All right, now stop imagining that, please.
Next.
All right, next.
Okay.
This one is really cool. I love this.
Okay.
It looks like a comic book panel, and it actually makes Scarlett Johansson's pose look appropriate because it's over the top, just like everything else.
Yeah.
This is kind of like it says Captain America, but they're kind of making it look like Captain Russia with the color scheme a little bit. It's
made to look like an American propaganda poster from World War II. A lot of American propaganda posters had this kind of color scheme. And the thing with American propaganda posters is that the two things they'd usually have is like really like heroism, which is Captain America here. It's like his classic kind of hero shot. And also sexualization would be used very heavily. So I feel like Scarlett Johansson's pose
it works
actually makes sense here. Plus, part of it's covered up by that white bar, which helps make it more part of the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this looks cool. I like this one.
Yeah, I really like the gray and red, especially
that
on
looks cool.
Nick Fury over here. The way they
really
use
cool
the
look.
Red in like kind of
Bucky looks like he's
Switch them.
straight out of Bucky looks like he's straight out of a comic book here.
Yeah.
He does for sure.
All right, moving on to our next weird foreign poster.
Oh boy.
This is hard mode because it doesn't have any information.
What am I looking at?
Oh my gosh. Is there any hints that you can give us?
Well, let's hear a few guesses first.
Terminator.
Nope.
Give me the year it came out and I got you.
Here's the first
Transformers.
hint. The weird lights coming out of his head are representative of an object from the movie.
Okay.
Do you have any idea? Like, if you zoom in on just like the little light things, what do they look like?
Is it Star Wars?
Yes.
What?
Attack
this
of the
is
Clones?
a Russian poster for the original Star Wars.
Okay, I have to be honest. I kind of like this poster. Just I don't see it as a Star Wars poster.
Yeah. Like, this is a cool piece of art, but it's nothing to do with Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I think that this is supposed to be some kind of artistic representation of Darth Vader, because of the mask kind of look at the head, and also like the body like looks like Darth Vader.
Oh yeah,
but for whatever reason he's a puma.
I mean, I would hang this up in my room if it wasn't a Star Wars poster. I mean, just keep this as like a piece of art.
This is too confusing.
And then there's like weird little cartoons all around the outside, including like this bizarre like Pickle Rick.
This looks like a cave drawing.
Thing.
It does.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a cave drawing. They're like, we need you to get a poster. And they just take a picture of something in a cave because they were at the deadline.
Oh my gosh. There should be an Easter egg in one of the new movies. Like, they should make that mask.
Yeah, they should do that. Screw the Wilhelm scream. We need this.
We need this scary guy to show up in the cantina.
This is the new Wilhelm scream. It's going to be in every movie.
You're right.
I want to see this in a movie. I'm going to put this in a movie. Next time I make a movie,
this is going in Scandals too.
You know, you guys watch out. This is a forewarning. Yes, it will be
plugging
in
Scandals 2 now, John?
No, I'm not plugging Scandals 2. Just subscribe if you want to watch it. Yeah.
All right, so this is the end of part one. This video was getting to be a bit long, so we are cutting into 2 parts. But there won't be such a substantial delay between this and next week's video, because it will be coming out 1 week from today, part 2. So subscribe so you don't miss that.